mathematicians. Today we are going to look at solving multi-step equations, meaning there are two things or more that we need to get rid of. To do this, we need to get rid of what is not attached to the variable first. So when we go to get the variable alone, find the pieces not attached. So if I look at this first example, here is m. What piece is directly attached with m? This 7. So I'm going to get rid of the one that's not with m. So how do I get rid of a minus 17? Plus 17. What I do on one side, must do to the other. What happens with these ones? They cancel. 7m is left over. And what do we have on the right side? Alright, now this is 7 times m. Now this is what we have been doing the last couple days. How do we get rid of a 7 times? Divide by 7. What do I do on one side? Do to the other. These cancel. M equals, it's not going to come out even, so I'm going to make it a mixed number. 7 goes into 23. 3 times, which is 21. So there are 2 pieces left over. Get rid of what is not attached first, and then it becomes a one step, which we were doing just recently. Try this next one on your own. Let's see how you did. If I find my variable, which one is attached with the variable? The times 2. So what piece did you get rid of first? And how do you get rid of a plus 6? Minus 6. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. These 6's cancel. 2a equals negative 2. And now, how did you solve for a? Divide by 2. Divide by 2. A equals negative 1. And how can you be sure that you always get your answer correct? Plug it in and check. Let's take a look at these next ones. Again, I want to find my variable and which one is directly attached. The divide by 8. So which one do you get rid of first? How do you get rid of a plus 21? Minus 21. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. These ones cancel. Bring down x divided by 8. 14 minus 21 is negative 7. Now that there is only one thing to get rid of, how do you get rid of a divide by 8? Times by 8. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. What happens with these 8's? They cancel. X equals negative 56. Get rid of what is not attached first. Bring down what's left over. Get rid of your last piece. And how can we double check that our answer is correct? Plug it in and check. These next ones, this is p minus 15 divided by q. So if I find p, it's p minus 15, so those two go together. And that's a divide by 9, sorry. So p minus 15 goes together, meaning we have to get rid of the divide by 9 first. How do you get rid of a divide by 9? Times by 9. What you do on one side, must do to the other. These cancel. Bring down the p minus 15. And that is going to equal negative 18. What will you do next? To get rid of a minus, we will add 15. What I do on one side, must do to the other. P equals -3. To check our answer, plug in -3 and make sure that it works. Try this next one on your own. Let's see how you did. Which piece is with our variable? The +1. So what piece will you get rid of first? A divide by -2. How do you get rid of a divide by -2? Times by -2. What you do on one side, must do to the other. We are left with n plus 1 equals -20. How do you get rid of a +1? -1. What I do on one side, must do to the other. N equals -20 and -1 make -21. Nice job. The last thing we're going to look at today is consecutive integers. All right. We discussed that consecutive integers are ones that go in a row. And this one we want to find 3 consecutive even integers. Okay. So if I have my first number that is even, what do you have to do to get to our next number? Add 2, because we're going to skip 1 and go to the next even. Okay, you're adding 2 to get to the next one. So if I start at this one, I want to get to the next one, I would add 4. So n plus 2, and n plus 4. We want their sum, and what does the word sum mean? Add. So if I add these 3 up, I want it to equal -42. So let's add them up. N plus, there's my second one, plus my third number, and we want this to equal -42. So here's my first number. If it's even, I'm going to add 2 again for my next number. Let's put together all of our pieces that match. How many n's is that? N plus n plus n. 3n. 2 plus 4. And now we have a two-step equation like we have been doing. How do you get rid of a +6? -6. 3n equals -48. And how do you get rid of a times 3? Divide by 3. 48 divided by 3. -16. Okay. So that is what n is. So that's our first number. And -16 plus 2, -14. And then -16 plus 4, -12. My 3 integers would be -16, -14, and -12. If you add all of those up, you should get -42. Let's take a look at this next one. Find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 21. How is this example different? We just have plain integers, not even, we're not skipping any, just 3 numbers in a row. So if my first number is n, what is my next number? And I go up by 1. And my third number, add another one on, n plus 2. So here's my first number, add 1 to get my second number, add another to get my third. Finish this one on your own. Let's see how you did. We want the sum, so what operation is that? Addition. So I'm going to add these three pieces, n plus the next one is n plus 1, plus the next one is n plus 2. And that has to equal 21. Put my n's together. How many n's are there? 3n. And what others can I put together? 1 plus 2 is 3. We now have a two-step. The 3 is directly attached by multiplication. So we'll get rid of the plus 3 first. How do you get rid of a plus 3? Minus 3. What do I do on one side? Must do to the other. Bring down the 3n. 21 minus 3. And how did you solve? Divide by 3. Divide by 3. N equals 6. That's my first number. So if this one is 6, what's my next number? 7 and 8. If I add those three together, we should get 21. Nice job today, mathematicians.